Welcome to a video series where I try and go to as many bookstores as possible in 24 hours. So far I've done this challenge in Chicago and New York City, and today it's time to take the book shopping challenge to Austin, Texas.
And our first stop in this video is not a bookstore, but my bathroom, because I still have not gotten ready yet today, even though it is just after 1:30 p.m. I also wanted to start out this video getting ready because that's how I have started out every single episode of this video series. So at this point, it feels like tradition. And in Chicago, I just looked it up and I made it to 5 bookstores in 24 hours in that video. And in New York, I made it to 8 bookstores. Definitely puts on the pressure a little bit. Should I try and beat my last record every single time I do this challenge? But going to more than 8 bookstores in 24 hours does feel crazy. Like, I am going to have to be very efficient, but I do have a lot of bookstores that I want to go to on my list. If this is your first time watching my channel, I do live in Austin, Texas. I've lived here for, I think, 9 years. Which is crazy. That does kind of make me feel old to say. Books that I want to buy, definitely books that are part of series I'm in the middle of. Always on the hunt for new releases by my favorite authors. And then third category of books that I want to buy is I have a video idea coming up and I have to read some very specific books for this video idea, which I will reveal to you hopefully after I buy the books. But there's quite a few books on my list for that video. And I have one book in particular that we will keep a mystery for now, but I have been looking for it for so long. Could I order it online? Yes, but also it's a pretty popular book and I cannot believe that every time I go to the bookstore I look for it and I never find it. So me being stubborn, I feel like I can't order it online. I need to find it in a bookstore because it's just frustrating me so much that I can't find it anywhere. It feels like a challenge. So hopefully we finally find that book. Now for bookstores that I want to go to, so if you have been watching my channel recently, then you know I recently moved to downtown Austin, so I'd love to go to a bunch of bookstores that I can walk to. I love this video challenge because I feel like it's such a cool way to explore a city like I did when I went on vacation to Chicago and New York, but now I almost feel like a tourist in my own city. Makeup done. And now I must pick my book shopping outfit of the day. I just picked out my outfit. I think I'm gonna go with this cute tank and jeans. Both of these pieces are from ThredUp, and I actually challenged myself to build multiple outfits for under $100 using ThredUp, which is one of the world's largest online thrift and consignment stores. And I did it. I got 3 full outfits for $96 total. And ThredUp has very kindly sponsored today's video. If you guys have been watching my channel recently, then you know that I recently moved, and in that process downsized my closet, and it really hit me how many clothes I've accumulated over the years. So I've been trying to shop more intentionally, and shopping secondhand has been my favorite way to do that. I especially love that ThredUp has clothes for any occasion, like this very everyday outfit for book shopping. I also got a dress that I'll show you guys in a second that would be really cute for a date night or a dinner. Okay, let me show you all of the clothes I got. Starting off with today's outfit. I'm wearing a Brandy Melville top and Bershka jeans paired with Madewell sneakers. This outfit retails for $159, but I get all of it from ThredUp for $71. And because you're gonna be shopping for the next 24 hours, I also grabbed some outfit options for tomorrow. I got this adorable motel sundress for $10.49, and it was originally $64. And then this cute Princess Polly skirt I got for $7.99 on ThredUp, but it was originally $38. And I could pair it with this cute white crop top that I got for $6.49 from ThredUp, but it was originally $25. I love that secondhand shopping is so budget friendly, which is very perfect for a day like today where I want to save money to spend on books. Plus, it is a great sustainable alternative to fast fashion. And ThredUp makes it so easy. You can filter for brands, sizes, new with tag items, or even specifically for designer brands. One of my favorite things that I got are these Adidas sneakers that I found by just filtering for the Adidas brand and my size. These were originally $102, but I paid $50.99. So with ThredUp, you can shop hundreds of brands for a fraction of the price all in one place, and you can even shop my favorites. I made a page of all of my favorite ThredUp pieces so you can shop my picks. Just click the link in the description and use my code to get 50% off your first ThredUp order and free shipping. Okay, now that I have my outfit picked up, it's time to set our timer and then go book shopping. Our 24-hour challenge starts now.
We just made it to our first bookstore, Book People, or as I like to call it, Beeple. Danny and I love abbreviating names, like Free Little Libraries we call Freeples. Book People is the largest independent bookstore in Texas. It's huge, it's 2 stories, and I love this store with all of my heart. I also am hiding in the kids section because it's almost 100 degrees outside, and I walked here, which I didn't really think about the heat, and I'm so embarrassed to admit this. I'm so sweaty. Like, my shirt has so many sweat stains, so I'm hiding until the sweat stains dry. Okay, that was probably way oversharing. I'm embarrassed. I will be hiding here for about 5 minutes, and then let's go explore Beeple. Okay, screw it. Let's just go.
The first thing I did was head to the teen section because that's where the first book I'm looking for is. But then I did get distracted by the blind date with book section, and I actually felt like I could guess quite a few of them, which is kind of fun to be able to do now that I've read so many books. I focused back up on my search to find the book that I've been looking for everywhere, and unfortunately they did not have it, although I did find another book in the YA section that I do want to buy. But before heading out to buy this book, of course I had to hop into the romance section downstairs. I love that Book People has so many cool, unique sections. Like there was a found family section, a summer romance book section, love at first sight section. That's one of my favorite things about indie bookstores is I feel like they do so many cool, unique things. And I almost got Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I have really loved almost every single book I've read by her, so I will definitely be getting this one at some point. And I did stop in the cafe to get some water before heading to our next stop.
If you haven't guessed it yet, I'm at the library, which is also why I'm whispering. You may say, does the library count as a bookstore? I'm gonna say yes. Well, it isn't technically a bookstore, but it's gonna count on our number of bookstores going to in this video because number one, it has a lot of books, and number two, I think this is the coolest library I've ever been to. Although I will say I have been to the New York City library, which was very epic, especially the architecture was beautiful. So this library doesn't compare in architecture, but I think this is like one of the biggest and most fun libraries I've been to because all the floors have such different cool like seating areas and sections. Okay, I'll say it's second to the New York Library, and I think that makes it a worthy stop on our book shopping day.
Our first stop was floor 2, the children's and teen section. Like, look how unique the children's section is. And something I love about the Austin Public Library is they have such fun seating, so I made it my goal to find the most epic seating I could on each floor. Then into the teen section to look for that book that I have been looking for everywhere that they did not have. Why is it so impossible to find? The world may never know. And then time to go up to floor 3. Floor 3 is fiction, and the best sitting on this floor is this very cool balcony with great view of the city. Now onto floor 4, nonfiction, which surprisingly is the section that I'm looking for. Very out of my typical reading taste, but I'll explain why I need a nonfiction book later. I did realize very quickly I was in the wrong nonfiction section because this was mostly law and economics and other smart people categories. Floor 5, more nonfiction. Hopefully I'm in the right nonfiction section this time. Nope, not my section. Oh, not it. Oh, okay, I had to pull out a library map and I finally got to the right nonfiction section I was looking for, memoirs and self-help. And up to the last floor, floor 6, which has a huge balcony. Such a cool place to sit and read, and I will definitely be coming here way more to sit and read once the weather gets a little cooler. I did take a dinner break before heading back to my apartment. I'm back at my apartment. There's another bookstore that I really want to go to tonight, and it's called Vintage Bookstore and Wine Bar. Wine and books. Great combo. But before we go, I do want to show you the books that I got today. The first book I got at Book People is Thunderhead. This is the sequel to Scythe, and I haven't actually read Scythe, but I've owned Scythe for a while, and I am so excited to read that book. And Danny recently asked me for a book to read, and I gave him Scythe, and he's loving it. I think he's almost done with it. So I got this book for him so he could start it tomorrow. He has the day off tomorrow, and he was like, my plan is just to read, and I was like, that's amazing. I'm gonna get you this book. But basically Scythe, I think the concept sounds so cool. It's dystopian, it's young adult, and it basically takes place, I believe, in our world, but in a time where they have solved death. So they have created scythes whose job is to kill people to prevent overpopulation. And our main character gets chosen to be a scythe, even though they don't want to be a scythe. And then I got 2 books from my library. I feel like I'm going to be entering my library era. A few years ago, I tried to get every single book I could from the library, and then I got really into the idea of collecting books, which I still really like. I think it's so cool to just have books as decor and have books everywhere in my apartment and be able to be like, I read these, or I want to read these soon. So I still want to keep overall in my life collecting books, but in my current apartment, I really don't have much more space for books. So I think it'd be nice to start using my library as much as I can again. I'm sure I'll still occasionally buy books that I really want to display or new releases by authors that I love, because those can be really hard to get from the library. Anyway, the 2 books I got from the library are nonfiction, as you guys saw, which is very different for me, but I have a video idea coming up soon that involves me reading a bunch of self-help books. So if you guys have any self-help book recommendations, let me know. The first book I got isn't technically self-help, it's a memoir, but I thought this one could still potentially be fun to include it in that video I have coming up, because I don't know, I feel like you still learn a lot of life lessons and cool things from memoirs. And this is Matthew McConaughey's memoir, Green Lights, and if you don't know, he lives in Austin, so I've also just been wanting to read his memoir in general because I feel like he's a big part of like Austin culture. He also taught at the University of Texas, which is where I went to college, and I did take his class. I was a film major there, so it was really cool to take his class, and I would love to read his memoir. And I believe I've heard that his memoir talks a lot about him kind of finding himself and who he is outside of just his career. And then the second one I got is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. To be honest, I don't know much about this book, but I posted on my Instagram story this morning asking you guys for self-help book recs, and this is one of the first ones that someone recommended to me, and they had it at the library, so I was like, okay, I will grab this one. It says, when you think like a monk, you'll understand why negativity is contagious, how to stop overthinking, why comparison kills love, and why kindness is crucial to success. And I got so many other great self-help book recs, like a lot that are very popular that I'm curious if you guys have read them, if you would recommend them. The Let Them Theory, I'm especially intrigued by this one because it's new, so I've just been hearing a lot about it. And then I also got so many great recs that I haven't heard a ton about, so if any of these you think would be good, let me know, or if you have any other recs, also let me know. But let's go to the last bookstore of today and then hopefully a bunch tomorrow. Then I switched to wearing a workout outfit and walked to Vintage, and Danny actually met me there because he was on the way home from playing soccer with some of his friends, so the timing worked out perfectly. And Vintage was so cute. I wasn't sure if it was going to be older vintage books, but it was all modern, new release books. I was very tempted to get this special edition of The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Do not need another copy of her book, but it was so pretty. And Vintage was also huge. They had so many seating rooms, so I definitely want to come back and sit here and read, have a glass of wine. They had an outdoor patio. There was an insane amount of places to sit, which I love that they just really curated a hangout vibe. They even had a little area where you could rent board games. Here's the wine bar, and then I headed into the fantasy room. Again, cute seating, and here's Danny. And then I looked for the book that I've been looking for everywhere, and they didn't have it, which was sad. And then I almost got the second book in the Crescent City series because I'm currently reading book number 1, but I think I'm gonna wait to buy it in a Crescent City video that I'm making, and then we headed upstairs. I love this. Books your English teacher loved and books your English teacher secretly loved. Also, hello. Balcony. Epic reading views. It's the next morning. We are 18 hours and 43 minutes in, so we have about 5 hours left. Wait, that's crazy. That's not a lot of time. But for the first time ever in this challenge, I have a car. So I'm hoping I can get in a ton of bookstores today. And our first location, I'm actually already here. It's called First Light Books. I've been here before and it's so cute, so I'm really excited to show you guys. And one of the best things about it is it has a cafe, and I am hungry. So let's get some breakfast and potentially some books. I love how pretty First Light Books is. It has little reading nooks, it has these green bookshelves, it has books in the windows, and first I had to head to the romance section. I've owned First Time Caller since it came out, and I still desperately need to read it. Also, look at these stained glass windows. Again, beautiful. Then I went to the young adult section to look for the book that I've been looking for everywhere, and they didn't have it. And I love how First Light Books has so many cute little trinkets, like candles and things like that. And then I grabbed some breakfast. I got some rosemary focaccia bread with butter and salt, and felt very magical to read in a bookstore. I'm definitely gonna do this again. It is time for our next stop. I had on my list to go to Bookwoman, but it doesn't open for a few more minutes, and I actually didn't realize that there's a Half Price Books right next door to Bookwoman. It was not on my list to go to Half Price Books, but while we wait for Bookwoman to open in a few minutes, let's pop into Half Price Books. I don't think I've been to a Half Price Books in a really, really long time. Are the books still half price? I'm sure, like the title. $5.49 for Dance of Thieves. Someone who lives in Austin needs to come grab this because I love this book so much, and that's a steal. I always forget how huge Half Price Books is. I am now on the hunt for the young adult section. Then I found the young adult section, and they had so many new release and or very popular books for such a great price. I have been sleeping on Half Price Books. Great underrated book that I loved, especially if you love mystery and fantasy. And then I spotted Twilight, and I actually have never ever read Twilight. Would it be fun for me to read as an adult, or would it be more so cringy, too young for me? Please let me know. And then I looked for the book I've been looking for everywhere, and are we surprised? They didn't have it. Yep, no shocker. I swear it's a popular book. Why does nobody have it? And then there was also a Goodwill right next door to Half Price. So again, while waiting for Bookwoman to open, I ran into Goodwill. I feel like anytime I pass a Goodwill, I have to pop into the book section. To me, it feels like a treasure hunt. It's like, what are you gonna find in their 99-cent book section? Didn't find any books, but I honestly almost got these pumpkin salt and pepper shakers, and I kind of regret not getting them. And then Bookwoman opened. Yay! Bookwoman began 48 years ago, was initially at a different location. I read Assistant to the Villain earlier this year, and I liked it. I gave it 4 stars, but for some reason, I didn't feel super compelled to read the second book. So if you've read the other book,
books? Do you think I should continue the series? And Bookwoman very much emphasizes books by and about women and also LGBTQ books, which is very cool. They had a huge LGBTQ section. They also had coloring books and puzzles. I have this one. It's cats on bookshelves. Like, how cute is that? Honestly, I should frame it and put it in my reading corner. We are killing it. I just knocked out Half Price Books, Bookwoman, Goodwill, if you count Goodwill. I don't know, I feel like we should only get a half point for that one. And then I was about to head to a bookstore that's like 15 minutes away, but luckily I was like, let me just do a little quick bookstore search in the area. And I forgot about Kinokuniya is like minutes down the road from where I was just at. So bookstore number 6.5. Yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh, no, 7.5. We are so close to beating my New York record. Wait, is that correct? We did Book People, Vintage, Austin Public Library, Half Price Books, First Light Books, Bookwoman, Goodwill. Yes, okay, I'm losing count. And time check, we have about 3 hours left, which is still a ton of time. Then I ran into Kinokuniya and I just looked it up and I didn't know that it was founded in 1927 in Tokyo. So it's been around a long time and it is a chain. I've been to the New York location, which is huge. They have so many cute stationery and gifts. I love these little DIY houses and book nooks that they have. They're so fun to build. And if you've never been, it's very much known for their huge collection of Japanese books and graphic novels and manga. They also have English books as well, but I didn't see any that were on my list to get. It's time for our next stop. I'm outside of Barnes & Noble. It's a 2-story Barnes and it's not a local Austin bookstore, but because it's so big, I'm very hopeful that they'll have the book that I am on the hunt for. Look how cute these vegetable candles and strawberry magnets are. It makes me want to redecorate my whole home to be fruit and vegetable themed. And then I went to look for the book that I've been looking for everywhere and it wasn't in the spot it was supposed to be in, which was weird because it said it was available online. So I went on a hunt and checked all of the tables and end caps and I did get distracted by all of the very pretty sprayed edges. I know not everyone is a fan of a lot of books having sprayed edges now, but I personally am a fan. And then I spotted book 3 in the Boys of Avix series. I've only read the first book, Say You Swear, but I loved it. And when I get book 3, I'm definitely gonna get it from here so I can get the sprayed edges. I've been really debating if I want to read the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore this fall. To be honest, this book looks really cute, but more so kind of fluffy. That's just me purely judging the cover though. And then I spotted this beautiful special edition of The Deal. I'm so excited for the movie version to come out. I love the casting. And then I headed upstairs and did a little more browsing before making my purchases. I just left Barnes and can you believe they didn't have the book? I searched so hard for it because online it said they had it. So I'll just reveal, it's The Blood Trader by Lynette Noni, the last book in the Prison Healer trilogy. They had the first 2 books and then the third one, yeah, like I said, online they said it was available, but then it wasn't there. I checked everywhere, all like the end caps, all the tables, and I even asked a guy and he went around with me to the fantasy section, the YA section, all the tables. Like me and this guy were hunting this employee and yeah, we couldn't find it anywhere. So our assumption is someone picked up the one copy that was available and like maybe set it down in the wrong spot. So tragedy strikes again today. But I did look it up and it's actually available at the library. So maybe this has all been a sign that I was never meant to buy this book. I just need to check it out from the library. Although I do love the cover and it would be great to physically own the whole series. So we'll see if in the future I get it from the library or end up ordering it online. But I still ended up getting something at Barnes and I'll do the full haul when we get back. And we have 1 hour left. So I think I'm gonna try and go to one more spot. This spot is a little far, it's like 30 minutes. It's actually like right back by my apartment, so then it'll be a quick drive home after that. So we got to speed to make it and find the book that I'm looking for there. And my last stop was a library, not the library where The Blood Trader is available at, but this is the Carver Branch Library in Austin, and I love checking out their young adult section. But I had a book on hold here, which is why I stopped by, so I grabbed my hold and then headed home. Also, I don't know if we want to give this one a half or a whole point, but either way, I surpassed going to 8+ bookstores, which was my New York City book shopping record. I just got back to my apartment with 14 minutes left on the clock, stopping the timer. I feel like we did a great use of our 24 hours. Now for the final haul, I got 2 books and some Barnes & Noble goodies. Okay, starting off with the book that I think I'm most excited about, and that is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I actually didn't get this in this video. I got this book about a week ago at a Holly Jackson event, but I haven't shown it in any video yet, so I wanted to show you guys. I have read every single Holly Jackson book and loved them, so very excited for a new release. And I think this concept of this book is so cool. Number one, it takes
takes place on Halloween night, which ultimate fall spooky vibes. And then the main character gets attacked and she has a really bad head injury. And it says doctors are certain that within a week, the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. So she basically has 7 days to try and solve her own murder before she dies. I'm scared, like, is she gonna die at the end? I'm gonna cry if she does, but hopefully she's somehow saved. And we're reading this book in my online book club. It's completely free to join. I always have it linked in the description if you guys want to read along with us. I feel like mysteries are so fun to read in a book club because you're all trying to unravel the clues and figure out who the killer could be together. I love reading everyone's theories. And then got some goodies from Barnes. My friend and fellow booktuber Ashlyn, I saw that she just got these TBR dice, so I had to get them. I think these could be really fun in a video to help me pick what book I want to read next. It basically is 2 dice. One tells you what genre you should read next, and the other tells one where you should get the book from. So from your TBR or from the library, an audiobook. I'm always and forever indecisive on what to read next, so I feel like this will be very helpful. And from Barnes, I also got this red candle that is sangria flavored and it says sangria on it. I have a bar card and I have this red A Court of Thorns and Roses cocktail recipe book. So I thought the sangria candle with the red bookish cocktail book would match so perfectly on my bar cart. And the last book I got from the library is Buy Yourself the Lilies. It is a self-help book for that self-help video that I was talking about doing. And I think this one is more so focused on love and care for yourself. It says that the author was a pretty successful person by her late 20s, but beneath that success, she was a chronically anxious, self-medicating mess. She realized she'd hit rock bottom when she drunk dialed her therapist pleading for help. So it sounds like a cool book all about self-love, which I feel like we all need more of. Oh, and I never showed you guys my book shopping outfit of the day today. This dress and my shoes are of course from ThredUp. And just a reminder that you can click the link in my description to shop all of my favorite ThredUp pieces and use my discount code to get 50% off your first ThredUp order and free shipping. And thank you to you guys for joining me on my book shopping for 24 hours. This was so fun to do in my home city, but it would also be really fun to do another one in this series in the future while I'm on another trip. So let me know if you guys know of any cities with really good bookstores that I should go to next. All right, and with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!